Traders are discouraged by the poor data on the US gross domestic product. In this context, market participants raise expectations that other major central banks might take a decision on a rate hike sooner than the US Fed. So in the first week of November, this issue will be the main catalyst for market sentiment. Starting from Monday, investors are monitoring economic data that could provide some evidence that the US economy is able to regain momentum. One of such hints will be the manufacturing PMI from the Institute for Supply Management. The index is expected to decrease in October. Interestingly, analysts had projected contraction in the US manufacturing sector in the previous months, but the actual reading jumped to the highest mark since 1983, defying expectations. This time, despite a decline in the manufacturing PMI to 60.4, investors will summon optimism about a steady recovery in the US economy. During the Asian-Pacific trade on Tuesday, traders are anticipating important information from the Reserve Bank of Australia. The regulator could announce its intention to shift to tighter monetary policy. Last week, the Bank of Canada came up with the unexpected decision to begin tapering its monetary stimulus. Now, investors reckon that other central banks will follow suit. The Australian regulator is also expected to announce the change in rhetoric. If the monetary authorities again voice concerns about the economic recovery, disappointed investors will drag down to the AUD-USD pair. Besides, in the first half of the trading week, investors will digest final PMIs by the Market Research Group. On Tuesday, experts will release a batch of manufacturing PMIs for the EU countries. Services PMIs for the UK and the US will be available on Wednesday. Apart from the market think tank, the Institute for Supply Management is due to present its survey on trends in the US non-manufacturing sector. Experts foresee a minor downward correction in the services PMI like in the manufacturing sector. Nevertheless, business activity in both sectors remains at elevated levels. Notably, this information will not determine market sentiment on Wednesday. The highlight of the week will be a policy meeting of the Federal Open Market Committee. It's widely expected to shift its rhetoric on monetary policy towards hawkish. Recently, market participants have been full of hopes that the policy meeting in November will be the event when the US Fed will announce the beginning of withdrawing its QE program at last. The long-awaited decision has been already priced in. Nevertheless, the fact that the US Fed confirms the case of monetary tightening in practice will trigger a further advance of the US dollar. Please beware of higher volatility on Wednesday. And we will monitor the market reaction to the above-mentioned reports. Subscribe to our channel and follow changes in market sentiment with us. Any comments, questions and offers are welcomed. We wish you profitable trading and see you soon.